Welcome to the first ever build video of a Renegades 2 emblem giveaways. You know the drill. One of them is going to be given away to a random person who likes the video, is subscribed to the channel, and leaves a nice comment down below. And the other emblem is going to be given away somewhere in the video. The code is hidden in the video, so just keep your eyes peeled. If you're the first one who finds it, it's yours. I want to get through that quickly because I am so excited to get to this build video. Now, do not let your eyes deceive you. This is not a stag build video, despite what you might be seeing on your screen right now. This is actually a Deimos Suffusion build video, the brand new Warlock exotic helmet that has just dropped in Renegades. Very easy to get. All you have to do is complete the campaign on your Warlock or upgrade Rahul's reputation to rank 17, and then you can go and buy it from here. The reason it looks like the stag is because you can now put on any exotic armor ornament that you own in that same slot. So I can put any exotic armor ornament on. I think the stag one looks cool, so we're going with it. What does Deimos Suffusion do, though? Well, it reads that while a Strand super is equipped, anytime you cast your Rift, it's going to suspend all nearby combatants. It works very similar to the Frost Pulse aspect on the Stasis subclass that freezes all nearby combatants on Rift cast. This one just suspends them instead. Furthermore, it makes it so that your suspend is going to deal damage over time and heal you in the process. And it's worth noting that that's any source of suspension, not just your Rift suspension. That's going to work with your Shackle Grenade suspension. It'll work with stuff like Wish Keeper suspension. Literally any suspension heals you and does damage over time. Targets who break free from your suspension are going to suffer additional damage, and defeating any suspended target is going to heal us a moderate amount. So it should be no secret that considering all of the synergies that this has with the Strand subclass, we are going to be going pure Strand. Specifically, when we look at our Strand subclass setup, the two aspects I want to go over are first, Weaver's Call for 2 fragment slots. Anytime we activate our class ability, which is going to be a lot, not only is it going to suspend all nearby targets, thanks to that Deimos Suffusion, but it's going to weave 3 threadlings and deploy any perched threadlings that we have, and dealing damage and defeating targets is going to generate perched threadlings. So we get additional threadling fuel from any damage dealt. It doesn't have to be Strand damage specifically, doesn't have to be a build. Any damage we do, literally any damage, is going to make threadlings, which is going to be very important once we get to our fragments. But before we go there, let's talk about our other aspect, which is Weave Walk. Now, I do want to say originally, I did go with the Wanderer aspect, where tangles you throw attach to targets and detonate into a suspending burst as a way to have an additional way to suspend targets and play more into Deimos Suffusion. However, I personally found that with an extra fragment slot with Weave Walk, plus the ability to basically go invincible, plus the ability to generate threadlings, plus the ability to get woven mail after you come out for ludicrous amounts of damage resistance, Weave Walk is just too good to pass up on. It's definitely better than the Wanderer, especially for challenging content like we're going to test this build in today. We're going to be taking it into a Grandmaster difficulty Lawless Frontier that will be invadable, by the way, which is another reason I absolutely love Weave Walk, because if you're doing a Lawless Frontier, especially on a harder difficulty, and an invader comes in, just go into Weave Walk. What are they going to do? Just go into Weave Walk, run around, and when you find them, you can pop out, haha, what's up? Have 8 threadlings that go ahead and go attack them. What are they going to do? Chuck your Needle Storm at them? They can't do anything. Now, looking at our fragments that synergize with this build even better, obviously going with the Thread of Evolution, where threadlings travel further and deal additional damage. We are going to be making so many threadlings through Weaver's Call, so many threadlings through Weave Walk, and threadlings through some of the other things that we are running in this build. One of them most notably being the Thread of Rebirth over here, where Strand weapon final blows have a chance to create a threadling. More on that once we get to the weapons of this build. Another fragment that is an absolute must use in this build is the Thread of Mind, where defeating suspended targets grants class ability energy. This one should be a no-brainer, considering the fact that we are suspending everything with all of our sources of suspend, namely our Rift, and whenever we suspend things with our Rift and then we defeat those suspended things, we get class ability energy back so we can do it all again. We are also going to be able to suspend stuff with our Shackle Grenade. So anytime our Rift is off cooldown and we want to suspend stuff, shuck the Shackle Grenade, boom, they're suspended. And we're going to have a lot of uptime on this as well, thanks to our Thread of Generation. We're dealing any damage whatsoever. Our threadling damage, our weapon damage, our ability damage is going to generate grenade energy. Finally, we're topping things off with the Thread of Continuity, where suspend, unravel, and sever effects applied to targets have increased duration. Considering we're suspending everything, having everything be suspended longer gives us more time to get healing out of them, more time to deal damage over time with the suspend, more time to take them out so we can proc the Thread of Mind and get more class ability energy back. It all works into each other. Now, for our abilities, you can honestly go either Empowering Rift or Healing Rift. In my personal opinion, I think Healing Rift is a little bit safer and more challenging content to make sure that your health is always topped off. However, in lower end content, I think you could totally go Empowering Rift, or if you want to play a little riskier and take advantage of the bonus weapon damage that you would get from it and the bonus ability regeneration for even more ability spam, you could go with Empowering Rift. Rift. You'll just be a little bit more glass cannony if you decide to go that route. Needlestorm is the obvious super choice. It's been made significantly better as well with its targeting improvements. Now Needlestorm actually prioritizes mini boss and boss targets, so it's a much better burst tool. You can also, if you really want to, you can hit a quick hot swap off of Deimos Effusion onto something like Metaidoxia real quick, since Metaidoxia just got a massive buff to basically turn Needlestorm into like a Curious of the Falling Star Thunder Crash level DPS burst super. So if you want to, in the middle of content, you can just go boom, boom, rip your Needlestorm, boom, boom, and then get back to business with your ad clearing. And we're going to have a lot of Needlestorms. We're getting so much super energy with this build. I'll show you why in a little bit. First things first, though, I want to talk about the stats. In my personal opinion, you want to get right at 100 class and try not to go too far above it. Main reason being is because we obviously want as much class ability regeneration as possible through all our sources, so we can spam the Rift and continuously suspend everything and provide ourselves with healing or empowerments. But we don't want to go too far over 100, because any point over 100 is going to just give us an overshield, which is pretty unnecessary with this build in my opinion. It's not, generally speaking, that good to get the overshield from the class stat. There's better ways to utilize your stat points, such as putting a ton of stat points in our super. I would say a minimum of 100, so we can have maximum uptime on Needlestorms. And if you want to go a little bit above 100, that definitely feels really, really good, considering that you can get some bonus super damage. Having a decently high grenade stat is also going to feel somewhat nice, although I would say grenade, you can probably top out closer to 100, because again, we're not doing too much damage in and of itself with the shackle grenade. We just really want to get kind of close to 100 with maximum uptime on the shackle grenade. In fact, being at 120 is actually a little bit overkill. And then for our melee, we want a decent amount of melee. We don't need anything too crazy, but we really just want an okay amount of melee, because again, that is our fuel for going into Weave Walk to get Woven Mail, generate Perch Threadlings, and be borderline invincible. Now, I actually can make my super energy a little bit better now that I'm looking at this, because I have some grenade mods on that are unnecessary. So if I swap some of those mods real quick right there, as you can see now, I'm at 100 grenade right where I want to be, and I'm actually at 164 super as opposed to 144 super. So my super is going to be doing even more damage. I could also put those points in melee alternatively if I would have liked to. I can maybe also do something like this to distribute the love. Swap this grenade for a melee mod. Now I'm at 91 grenade and 88 melee. They're a little bit closer. It's up to you. I'll let you find the perfect balance for what you're feeling right there. As far as our weapons go, I highly recommend utilizing a Strand primary ammo weapon as your main ad clearing tool, specifically to synergize with the Thread of Rebirth, where Strand weapon final blows have a chance to create a threadling. You don't necessarily have to do this though. If you do want to go a different primary ammo ad clearing weapon, you would just drop the Thread of Rebirth in favor for something else. There's a lot of different options you can go. Stuff like Thread of Warding, where picking up an Orb of Power grants Woven Mail is kind of okay. It might be a little overkill with Weave Walk. Something like the Thread of Wisdom, where defeating suspended targets creates an Orb of Power. This one can be particularly good. Or Thread of Isolation is always a nice pick, where landing rapid precision hits emits a severing burst from the target, which will cut the amount of damage they do. Very, very nice for more difficult content when if you're beaming like a boss in the face or a mini boss in the face. Severing them can be really, really solid. But I am using a Strand weapon at the current moment, so I am going to go with the Thread of Rebirth. That Strand weapon I am using actually is a piece of old gear. Turns out you're allowed to use untiered gear. Who would have thought? This is the Rufus's Fury. It's a raid auto rifle from Root of Nightmares. I have it crafted with Demolitionist and Hatchling to make even more threadlings and to get more grenade energy. This thing is absolutely going to slap with this build. There is also a Strand Blaster as well, the All or Nothing I believe it's called. It's a Strand Blaster pulse rifle. That thing can also be pretty solid with this build. Any special weapon you want doesn't matter whatsoever. I'm just using the brand new Blaster special ammo hand cannon because I think it's fun, because I think it's cool. And then as far as the exotic, I think the Service of Luzaku is absolutely insane in this build, considering that you can use it to make the threadling nests, so you can have even more threadlings coming out that'll also benefit from your Thread of Evolution, deal more damage, and travel further. Match made in heaven right there. Although honestly, when it does come to the weapons, you can truly go whatever you want if you have a different weapon loadout preference. As far as armor mods go, on the helmet, we are going double dynamo on the helmet, reduces super cooldown when used to class ability in your targets. This gives you a ludicrous amount of super energy, and with how often we're casting our Rift, because we're getting it back so quickly with all the sources of class ability regeneration that we have, you are getting needle storms every 25, 30, 35 seconds. It's up so often because you're casting your class ability so often, and you get so much super energy from it. We're also going with a harmonic Siphon, Rapid Strand Weapon, Foul Blows, create Orbs of Power. Down on the gloves, we're going with the Harmonic Loader, increases the reload speed of Strand weapons, and then I'm going with Bolstering Detonation and Momentum Transfer, which are going to refund class ability energy and melee energy respectively anytime I cause damage with a grenade. I'm kind of avoiding the mods that refund ability energy when I cause damage with melee, because I'm never really throwing my melee that often. We're saving it as Weave Walk fuel instead. So anytime we hit someone with a Shackle Grenade, a little bit of Arcane Needle fuel, a little bit of class ability fuel, can't go wrong with that. On the chest piece, going with Concussive Dampener, double resistances, whatever enemy type you're fighting, whatever damage they do, go ahead and match that resistance. Down on the boots, double strand weapon surge in conjunction with a harmonic scavenger. That's going to give me bonus ammo for the service of Luzaku heavy weapon. And then class item, typical Reaper, powerful attraction, time dilation. Can't go wrong with that split. So that is the build we have put together. No artifact mods necessary to test this out. Like I said, we are going to hop in a Grandmaster level, invadable, lawless frontier, the highest difficulty that we can do. And we're just going to hop in solo. We're going to let the natural matchmaking take care and truly put this build to the test to see if it can hang. Alrighty, so basic gist is we run into the middle of a bunch of enemies, hit our rift, and then we nuke all the stuff that's rifted. Or not rifted, suspended. That's going to give us our class ability energy back. If we want even more class ability energy back, we can just go ahead and throw a Shackle Grenade. And then anything we kill that's in the rift, Thread of Mind is going to do work there. And then we can also hit our Weave Walk to get our Threadlings back. Pop out of Weave Walk. If I recall correctly, I think one full melee charge basically accounts for 5 Threadlings. And so if we do something like this, we can unleash all 8 of the Threadlings at the same time. Then we can suspend things. Look, I already got my class ability back again. Oh, is the Invader here already? So here, let me rip my Renegade ability. Let me chuck down my Vex Deflector Shield. And then I'll rip another Renegade ability, and I'll put down my Recon Drone, and that should tell me where the Invader is. I think. I don't really know, like... I'm gonna chuck a Needle Storm at this guy. Weave Walk. I have no idea where the Invader is. I'm gonna throw down another Vex Deflector Shield and another Recon Drone. I don't know if I'm blind or... Ah! Nope, Weave Walked. What are you gonna do about it, buddy? What are you gonna do about it? Woo! See, I'm telling you guys, literally just rip the Weave Walk. The Invader pulls up, it's Weave Walk hours. What are they gonna do? I don't know. I can't remember how many times we have to kill the Invader. I thought it was only 3 times, if I recall correctly, from when we playtested it early. Oh boy. But that felt like more. I feel like we did kill him 3 times. I'm gonna go and cast my Rift next to the Servitor, and I'll get my Dynamo proc. That should give me basically enough super energy, and then I can rip one of these bad boys. I'm a little weak, so I'll pop the Weave Walk. And then I'll get out of the Weave Walk, because now I'm chilling. And I'll pick up the Solar Charge and do the objective, because I'm a team player. And then I'm gonna slide into these guys, hit a little Rift, get my healing from the Healing Rift. Shackle Grenade these guys. I'm getting lit up, so I'll hit the Weave Walk. Just for a little bit, and then we'll Rift again to resuspend everyone. This is why I love Weaver's Call, too, is because I'll make Threadlings even on the tankier enemies, because I don't have to kill the enemies, I just have to deal damage to them. Let's go ahead and hit our Weave Walk, because this is getting a little spooky. I like this too because you can go into Weave Walk and then safely run into a pack of like a bunch of enemies undamaged, and then use your Rift to exit the Weave Walk to suspend all of them. So it kind of works out pretty well. Another option as well, I'm kind of noticing, I think maybe Pugilist might have been a better mod option on this auto rifle compared to Demolitionist, because Threat of Generation is going to keep us perfectly topped off 24/7 on our Shackle Grenade. So we really don't need another way to refund grenade energy. So I think we would have been totally all right without Demolitionist, and Pugilist would have kept a steady flow of melee energy coming back in. I could also swap Generation for something like the Threat of Fury could also work. Let me go ahead and drop a Rift right there, hit another Needle. Pick up these here healing orbs. So far, so good. Yeah, because if I had Fury on, I could throw that Tangle and I would get a lot of melee energy. I might make that swap, actually. I'm going to try and get a kill with the Service of Luzaku, though, so I can make that Threadling Nest. I think I do have to get the final blow, though, so hopefully... Looks like my... Oh, never mind. I made a Threadling Nest. Getting lit up a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and back up. We'll hit a Rift, so we're safe. I probably should have hit the Rift in the middle of all those guys, though, so I could have suspended them. But I got a very handsome amount of class ability energy back anyway, so it's kind of okay. See, like, here we go. Now I can... Oh, these are boss tier enemies. So I can't suspend them anyway. But I still want to cast my Rift next to him, to be honest. Let's heal this teaming nest so it'll make more Threadlings. I want to hit my Rift again, so I proc Dynamo. That'll give me my Needle Storm. Very handsome amount of damage. I know it might not seem that crazy because it didn't take out that enemy, but that was a boss level target. Weeblock! That's a boss level target in a Grandmaster difficulty Lawless Frontier, so he's a little tanky. Alright, pick up all these orbs. I'm gonna run in, hit a little Rift, suspend all these dudes. Hopefully get my Rift back. And I basically will, so I can pop it again. Look at how much super energy I'm getting every single Rift pop. And all the Unraveling's going crazy, all the Threadlings are going crazy. Everything just kind of naturally dies while it's suspended in my Rifts. And then I can hit a Needle Storm, and then I can hit another Rift to proc Dynamo again. Basically already at a quarter of my super back. And then I can throw a Shackle Grenade at these enemies that just spawned in. And then I can hit a Weed Walk. Make some Perch Threadlings, pop out of the Weed Walk. Weed Walk? Is this a pure chill build? Weave Walk. I mean, I don't know, like, how many Needle Storms I fired off so far, but as you can see, the Needle Storm is coming back rather quickly. Here's another boss level target, so we'll hit him up. Hit another Rift. Dude, look how much super I got! Look how much super I got! What just happened? I fired my Needle Storm 2 seconds ago, and I'm already at... Yeah, that's, this is the build. This is the build. This is the build. Use this build! Oh, this is my time to shine right here. Bang! Oh, bang! Bang! You're suspended again! And another Rift! And you're suspended again! And now, dude, I'm suspending so much, I've suspended myself! Oh, Weave Walk. Can't get me. Who said you were allowed to be not suspended, by the way? Oh, got my super back. Whee! We have 13 minutes left to beat this. I don't know if that's like a good... I don't know if we're on like good pace. Oh, request exfiltration. We're already about to exfil? I feel like our pace is really good. Oh, these are skull level enemies now, though. Spooky. All right, let's start suspending some dudes. Yo, as an aside, non-build video related, what are your guys' thoughts on how this activity looks so far, by the way? Like, does it look fun? Because it feels fun. I actually feel like having a good build means something again. Which I haven't felt that in Destiny in a while. The ship is here! Get to the ship! Bop, 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 bop. Cool! Hey! The build seemed good, because the build felt good. Did it seem good? Because it felt good. Well, I hope you enjoyed the build. Obviously, an extremely powerful one. Destiny item manager linked in the description down below. Make sure to like the video if you did enjoy it and subscribe to the channel if you want to see future builds. I hope you're enjoying Renegades so far, and I look forward to providing you with more builds so you can enjoy it even further. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.